Okay, we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Shadowcasters Network Stream-a-Thon. And as you can probably tell, we have blasted past our original goal. We have can't even talk. We have collected the amount of monies that we need to continue our operation throughout the year, but now we are on our stretch goals. So our first stretch goal is $4,500, which we are almost to that one as well. I think we got about $250 left on that one, and that will allow us to revamp the website. So if you are here and if you want to throw some more monies at us, although we are not going to be able to put on the same kind of show that Oz just did, we are still going to try to entertain you, because this is the Optiverse Presents Killing Time Part 2, and we will get into what happened in Killing Time Part 1 as we go on. But right now I want to introduce the cast, or let them introduce themselves. So right below me on the screen we have Sandy. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Sandy.
Hi everybody, my name is Sandy. I'm playing the character Magnitude from the Variants. She has super strength and lasers, and she's ready to get you some attitude.
We love Magnitude, but we also love Taro. Kevin, introduce yourself.
Do we love Taro? Is he hero or is he villain? Hi, I'm Kevin Zarnicki. I'm a freelance video game writer, freelance occult consultant, voice actor, and jack of 1,000 other trades with no practical application. I'll be playing Taro for you today, a sometimes so-called villain who's really just trying to save the world, whatever those variants say. I've brought together this little team because I can see the future. I know exactly how this ends, and moreover, I know how it needs to end. Indeed. So let's take it to somebody else.
He's terribly mysterious. And
I knew you were going to say that.
It's one of my favorite lines from Mystery Men. But then below Kevin is Whitney. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Whitney. I'm going to be playing Aether, and she is a bodiless enigma that can possess people and mess with your TVs and lights. But yeah, I just draw stuff too, so that's all that.
And Aether is on the Justicars, and I think she's the only Justicar who is represented here. So yeah, check that out. And then we have two completely new to the Optiverse people. So Allison, would you introduce yourself?
Absolutely. All right, my name is Allison, and my credentials are a somehow okay variety streamer, but photographer, videographer, and maker of all other shenanigans. I am playing Amber Lux, the power-armored combat medic.
Woohoo! And Palmer.
Hello, everyone. I am known as Palmer. You might know me as the producer of Radio Free Detroit. Today, I will be playing Dr. Splendid, a mysterious, very intelligent gentleman with a quite slick tie and the ability to power force fields.
I feel like everybody's mysterious except for Magnitude. She's like, nope. Here's what you get. and she brings the attitude. Everybody else is like, I'm mysterious. And she's like, no, not mysterious. super here for this. All right. So
I'm very clear about myself.
So what has happened thus far is that 1,000 years from now, there is a superpowered group called the Star Patrol. They secure the galaxy and beyond. Their heroism is renowned across myriad worlds, and the tales from the golden age of heroes, which is what we're in now, have inspired them in turn. But now, one of their own, who goes by the name of Neverman, has stolen something called the Time Vault, and he has gone through various time periods and brought villains back from all these different time periods into our present, with the hope of somehow destroying the space-time continuum. So 3 brave Star Patrollers, Bastion, Pleiades, and Amber Lux, have risked their own lives by returning 1,000 years into their past, our present, to recruit allies and stop their former friend from killing time. as it stands now, Bastion and Pleiades, Amber Lux's friends, have gone with Core, the Optimist, and who else? Silhouette. They recruited that team, and one of the villains that Neverman recruited, whose name was Xander the Cannon, he's from 900 years into the future. Well, he somehow found out how to duplicate himself, so he was duplicating himself in a mad attempt to take over the moon. And at any point, if somebody looks towards the moon in this session, they will find Xander the Cannon has marked the moon in such a way that you can see it from Earth in his effigy. So it's pretty gross. It's pretty weird. Maybe we'll fix that. But for right now, there is an homage to Xander the Cannon on the Earth's moon. But in the meantime, while the other team went after Xander the Cannon, you all, Amber Lux, has made it very clear that your job is to go after Neverman himself and to somehow find a way to reverse all of the damage that he has caused. Now, Amber was met right when they arrived by Taro, who was mysteriously present, although behind the scenes we know that he knows what's going on. So for some reason he was there, and he was able to say, Amber, I can get you a team. And he went and he found Magnitude, which is on the variants. He found Aether, who was on the Justicars. And he found this other guy who looks basically like a normal guy, except kind of dashing, Dr. Splendid, who, for reasons known only to Taro, has some part to play in all this. But this is your team, Amber, and you now need to find out where Neverman is and somehow find a way to stop him.
Oh boy, putting the ball right into my core right off the bat. Jeez. A lot of stress. All right, so the team is assembled, and I'm just kind of pacing as I'm known to do. Amber is usually squirreled away. She's used to being kind of squirreled away, working on her power suit, working on medical stuff, but she's just like, looks like I've been put in charge. Let's make this work. And she's considering proselytizing to everybody about how we need to go find Neverman like yesterday.
We already know.
Yeah, I'm putting it out there, all right? Just now, what do we know about Neverman? Where the heck would he go? Oh, God.
So yeah, you know that Neverman has the time vault, and he can really be anywhere. So maybe he'd be hiding in a secure location, or maybe he'd just be traveling the world. Is there any way to find out where he might be?
Well, I have a couple of advantages that might apply in this situation. Dr. Splendid is both well-informed and has a wide net of contacts. So perhaps I can contact some people internationally and see if there's anybody who's heard anything weird. You know, some sort of, if we know Neverman's powers, maybe we can find some evidence.
Okay, so who are you going to contact first? And who are they and where?
That is a good question. I hadn't made them up. So let's see. I think I will contact someone, a researcher at the University of Oxford. We'll contact them first. They go by Dr. Bartolo.
Okay, so Dr. Bartolo answers. Yes, this is Dr. Bartolo. How may I help you?
Bartolo, it's Dr. James.
Ah, James. Good, my boy. Good to talk to you.
So there's this little research project that I'm working on right at the moment, and I was wondering if you'd heard anything. What are Neverman's powers? I'm not.
Neverman's powers are not. You haven't talked about it yet, so you don't know.
Okay. So I think that I just cover the phone and be like, Amber, what are Neverman's powers?
Never.
What are Neverman's powers? Shit. PTT is screwing me up.
Neverman has three particular powers. The first is that he has stolen a time vault. And so the temporal energy contained within the time vault is something that you would be aware of. Also, he has stolen the Star Patroller Deluxe Combat Package, which means that his combat abilities are now second to none, even 1,000 years in the future. And the first, which gave him the moniker Neverman, is that he can cause disease in people. But he was not able to ever cure the disease in himself.
Ooh, okay. So I will,
Amber's going to kind of relay this and go something like mass pandemics, time shenanigans. Has anybody been like beaten up on a street corner for no apparent reason lately? Stuff. Amber's kind of at the end of a rope right now. If you haven't, you can't tell.
Right. So. There's no reference for what a temporal phenomena would look like, nor any technology to measure it. But worse than that, people are beat up on every street corner every day for no particular reason.
Right?
Well, as it turns out, Dr. Bertolo has been working on some quantum fluctuation tracking technology. It's in its early stages, but amazingly, Dr. Splendid just happened to have that contact. Handy. What do you know about that? So he says, if you pass this on to Dr. Bertolo, I suppose?
Yes, so I'm going to explain it as a something I came across in my research into ancient history.
Oh, well, as it turns out, my boy, quite odd that you would bring this up now, but I've just completed a prototype tracking, well, this may not make any sense to you, but something called tachyons, and they can track sort of temporal activity, and I just finished the prototype this morning. How odd that you would ask about it.
Yes, very odd and probably not related to anything other than my research, yes.
Well, if it's something that you are interested in tracking, I may just fire it up and see what it gives me.
Oh, that would be if it has a geographical overlay, that would be just great.
Ah, yes. Well, give me just a moment here. This is fascinating. I didn't expect this. There is a rather large. Oh no! What's going on? There are temporal surges all over the world. There's one down in South America. Oh no! There's one in Proudhaven. Oh my goodness! There's one. Oh, they're everywhere. The largest seems to be in Sapphire City. But they're popping up everywhere. Oh
my! That seems abnormal.
This is a crisis. This is catastrophic. If this sort of thing continues, it will tear apart the fabric of space-time.
Helicopters waiting. Shall we take this in the air?
At this point, I think I'll invoke a complication right now, because one of Dr. Splendid's complications is that he has a secret identity, and the secret identity is the one who knows Dr. Bertolo, not a superhero identity.
Okay.
So what I would like to do, I'm not sure. It's going to be difficult to get out of this conversation without explaining something. I'm thinking.
Yes, my boy. How on earth were you able to figure this all out?
Well, you see, the ancient Minoans tracked certain astrological phenomena, and then he goes on to make up a semi-BS story about what something the Minoans did and painted on a wall.
Okay. You're not quite sure that he believes you. But also he's a little bit more perturbed about all of the temporal disturbances all over the place. So go ahead and give yourself a hero point for invoking your complication.
Okay, thank you.
And perhaps introducing a complication for you in the future.
Down the line, perfect.
Kevin.
It was Sapphire City?
Sapphire City was the source of the largest one, yeah.
And we are in...
Proudhaven.
Great, I have a helicopter standing by.
This is what Taro's good for. At least one of the main things. He's good for always having.
My power is money.
Amber just is kind of just like, things are just all too convenient with you, but
I assure you that none of this is convenient. We could be getting massages and destroying student debt. Come on.
Magnitude says, why don't we take care of the problem that's happening here in Proudhaven since we're here? Why are we going all the way to Sapphire?
I would tend to think that if we can take out the source of these problems, we'll be in a better off position. But you might be right.
I agree. We should go after the source.
Oh. Hopefully it's there. Lead on.
Okay, so you have your transportation to Proudhaven. How are you traveling?
Whichever way's fastest, jet or helicopter.
I believe the method of transportation is being provided by Taro here, so...
Taro, do you have a particular way that we're traveling? You said it was a helicopter, didn't you?
Yes, but we've got jets and limos and whatnot standing by when we need them.
Okay. So you fly by helicopter. The distance between Proudhaven and Sapphire City is a few states over. So it does take you some amount of time to get there. But maybe it's a great little helicopter, or maybe the helicopter just took you to another helipad where you could get on a plane. But either way, you arrive in Sapphire City. We'll call it maybe 2 hours later. Sapphire City is a very nice place, to be honest. Proudhaven is pretty nice, the maybe equivalent of New York, but Sapphire seems at once very quaint, but also very metropolitan and forward-thinking. Everything seems to be clean, everybody seems to be nice, and if there is crime here, it seems to be doing a good job of hiding. So where are you going to start looking for Neverman?
I turn to Amber. So what exactly does a temporal anomaly look like?
Well, let me think. Oh, dear. It depends. If you have the equipment to measure it, oh, gosh, Splendid would know more. But the way I've seen it on things like temporal radar and whatnot, all this fantastic things we have, it just looks like a blip, you know, like, gosh, what do they call them? It's the little, wavy jiggy they have in the, God, it's the thing they have in the operating room to track a heart rate. It's like that, and she just describes the piece of machinery. It looks like a blip on that. Normally time is flat, you know, they always say it's one-dimensional, but if there's like a hiccup, you'll see it, you know, it'll just be like a bump.
It's like an EKG machine or something like that? Or...
Thank you. Oscilloscope is the other one I was thinking of. Thank you. God, words. What is the English language?
Language is fluid. It's all good. Maybe 1,000 years from now, like the words are totally different. It's like trying to talk baby talk to plebeians who don't understand.
That's exactly what it is.
Right, so in that case, you just whip out your thingamajig and we'll just helicopter around waiting for it to spike then.
I believe that would be our only course of action, unless, Splendid, do you have any input for us, or anybody?
It might be something that I might be able to modify. You know, I'm not really familiar with this technology, but that might be something that I could take a look at to make it a little more sensitive.
Unless we can bait him out. What else do we know about Neverman? Let me see. What do I know about Neverman? If my eidetic memory will help me.
Yes, you actually do know a couple of things. He is motivated, when you knew him as a friend anyway, he was motivated to make the world a better place. However, the more he used his powers to create disease in other people, the more that disease seemed to eat him up on the inside. And over time, that unfairness seemed to weigh on his soul. And now, it seems, he has decided to punish everyone else for the fate that seems to be awaiting him as well. So, anger, bitterness, born from a frustrated sense of justice.
So there's a couple places you could think of to look specifically. If we have like a little probe that you could like pop down and like see, my thought was like the roof of a hospital. Is the guy like almost attracted to places of illness, of malcontent, etc., and so forth, or is he more apt to be in places that are happy because he's like, I'm mad that you're happy, suffer.
Large crowds.
Large crowds. A sharp on you.
Speaking of large crowds, there is a large crowd here today in Sapphire City.
That's how you get a lot of people sick real fast.
Yep, I would. Yeah.
There's a festival going on, as a matter of fact, in downtown Sapphire City. They seem to be hosting a Canadian music festival. Celine Dion, Bryan Adams, and the Bare Naked Ladies seem to be having
Rush.
and Rush. They're all having a and Shania Twain. Really? She's Canadian?
She's Canadian.
Yeah.
Shania Twain is Canadian?
Alanis Morissette.
And Alanis Morissette is
with special guest
presiding
Ryan
over.
Reynolds.
I'm just learning all kinds of things
And
about
William
musical-
Shatner is the DJ. So
DJ Shatner, I don't know if I could do this.
Shatner turns out to be Neverman.
it is me, Never Man. And here
Never.
Well, let's take a look
What
at
if
this
William
festival.
Shatner is Neverman who traveled back from the future to live out his life? All right.
I agree with Radio Free Supplies in the chat. No metric, no fucking sale. Listen, if they're not playing, I'm sorry. Nope, I'm not there.
Let's go check it out.
All right, let's Scott Pilgrim this up.
Okay, you head down to Sapphire Center, which is the big
It's like Madison
lawn.
Square Garden.
Yeah, it's very much like that. There's a big lawn. There's big stages set up. And right now, Alanis Morissette is introducing the Bare Naked Ladies to come up and do their set. This is 100% fan service, by the way.
I love it.
So
Please don't sue us, Bare Naked Ladies.
we're giving people what they want, is what's happening here. This is a Stream-a-Thon crossover, so if we want to have Bare Naked Ladies and Alanis Morissette and William Shatner, we're going to do it. We don't leave any stops behind.
It's been 1 week since I've heard a Bare Naked Ladies joke.
We're chicken to China, the Chinese chicken, okay? So let's do this.
Okay. The Optiverse is not like our Earth. You're right. It's better.
Yeah.
It's what if our Earth was better?
I'm definitely keeping an eye out for any like people looking really ill or sick.
Absolutely,
Around.
and yeah, no, Amber's doing the same, using kind of her knowledge of the early signs of sickness, kind of looking at places just in the air with what her suit's able to do, just kind of like, okay. Oh, were they coughing? Oh,
So Amber, give me if you have a technology skill, go ahead and roll a
I
d20
do.
plus your tech skill. Because your particular scientific learning is in medicine, so give me that tech roll.
That's useful.
Is that your
Okay,
total,
cool.
or is that?
That is not my total. I have a +8 to technology. I didn't set up my character sheet for that. I'm terribly lazy. I'm very sorry, folks. But I rolled a 10 +8. That would be an 18.
18. So on an 18, you're looking around. You can tell that according to the history you've read and according to your medical expertise, there doesn't seem to be any particular early warning signs of any disease going on, at least in the crowd.
All right, that's...
Nothing that's presenting anyway.
Yeah, there no physical signs, but of course she is just worried fucking sick, as she's prone to be.
Go ahead and make a perception check, everyone.
Maybe look at the workers rather than the people that are just here.
Oh man, Dr. Splendid.
Dr.
Critical
Splendid.
fail.
You know what's happening with Dr. Splendid is
He's Canadian.
Brian
so-
Wilson is starting playing on the
Oh,
stage, and
good.
he just gets lost in the groove.
All right, I figured out how to do math on Roll20, so I got a 28.
On Roll20, it's /roll.
Oh yeah, no,
space-
like
no, I think Kevin was asking. /roll, and then space, and then whatever d20 plus. I guess it's 1d20 plus your bonus.
So /roll space 20 space 14.
It would be
+14.
/roll.
Or you can just click on the dice over in the upper left-hand corner,
Oh, you can do that too.
and then you should be able to click in what you want to roll. That works too.
Okay, so yeah, there we go.
Okay, so 11
It'll
plus
be,
14?
It'll be 25.
25. Okay, so
I pasted my roll from Justicars in there.
cool. Aether and Taro and Amber, you all three notice that there is someone who is on the top of the stage where the lighting is. And even though it's the middle of the day, this person is messing around with the lighting that doesn't seem to be on. In the middle of one of the best songs. Yeah.
middle of the fucking. Do you mind not ruining this? Okay. So I'm gonna point that motherfucker out, and I'm gonna say to the two others who see him, "Hey, does he look suspicious?"
Yeah,
'Cause I
we
think
should
he
go.
looks quite suspicious.
Hey, Aether, want to go check him out?
Yep. I'm gonna. You guys gotta catch me though. I'm gonna hop out of my body. So
that's actually take a moment, Whitney, and describe the body that you're in, because Aether actually does not have her own body. Her ghost, if you could see her ghost, it would look like that portrait right there. But that's not who you have been inhabiting for the last few months. So describe what your body looks like.
For the last few months, I have been inhabiting a Jane Doe that was at the hospital that was pronounced brain dead, that they just couldn't identify or anything. And so she's just a very easy to blend into the crowd type of lady. She's just kind of a very not the same style that Aether would have gone with in her normal body. It would have been like more along the lines of just a random middle-aged lady, regular haircut, regular clothes, like as easy to blend into a crowd as possible, just because this lady did not have any sort of defining features on her. She was just kind of, nobody knew who she was.
All right. Well, I'll hold your body while you go.
Okay, sort of defining features on her.
Essentially you guys are gonna have the weekend.
She was just kind of, nobody knew who she was.
All right. Well, I'll hold your body while you go.
All right, I'm gonna take off and go up and take a look.
Would you believe this is not the first time Weekend at Bernie's and a corpse has came up in a roleplay session for me?
I'm just kind of like using my powers to hold her up, like under her arm, and one arm is slung over the other shoulder.
Okay, I need to pause right here because Thomas Cole has donated $5 or more, and that allows him to give one of our heroes a reroll or to introduce a complication to the scene. So, Thomas, as you go ahead and let us know in the chat which hero you want to give the reroll to, or if you want to introduce a complication, which is kind of fun. So just go ahead. We'll continue role playing. You let us know, and then we'll make it happen when you do.
Thank you, cool.
So you've got Aether's body slung around you. And
No, I'm like holding her up so it looks like she's standing next to me, and we're just kind of like side hugging, and she's like slumped forward.
Okay, so literally like Weekend at Bernie's. She's just slumped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Had a few too many, eh?
Yeah.
What? Bye. Okay, so you head up to see that guy who was doing something.
Yes.
Are you going to possess him?
I'm just taking a look. I can see who he is, right? Like, I have him in clear vision and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure, I'll possess him.
All right, Aether, you've got a reroll from Mr. Cool.
Cool.
I think masked Moogle. That's you.
That's me.
Okay, then you got the reroll. Thank you, Mr. Cool. I appreciate you. So yeah, you're getting a good look at this guy. Make a perception check while you're up there.
All right, hang on, because I have to roll in Justicars. You said perception check?
Yep. So crossovers are complicated, folks. We've got all these character sheets that are spread out on different games, so that's what you're sensing. And it wasn't Allison's fault that her character sheet wasn't up. I basically said, don't worry about it for one shot, and yeah, I probably could have done a better job, but you know what? I don't care. It's just a...
It's about having fun. Games are supposed to be fun.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so what's your perception check?
I got 21.
Okay, with the 21, you're taking a look at this guy, and the weirdest thing, you're not 100% up on the latest hairstyles, but there's something about the way that this guy has his haircut that just looks really, really odd to your eyes. It kind of comes down in a point in the back and has really sharp angles in a way that like is not very fashionable today. So that gives you a little bit of pause.
Into the future.
My new goal of possessing this guy is just to shave my head.
Is Aether relaying this information to like Magnitude and Amber because
she can't right now? She's still
Yeah,
floating around.
I'm a ghost right now.
I'm used to playing in where there's instant communication always, but okay, cool.
But otherwise, this guy looks like he belongs in some way. Why he's messing with the lights is hard to tell, but it looks like he's plugging in some sort of power box or power cable. So maybe the lights aren't working, and maybe he's trying to fix it.
Okay, well, I'm still gonna try to possess him because I don't like that.
I don't like the lighting's perfect. Back off.
I liked the lighting where it was.
It's a nice sunny day.
Good lighting.
Okay, so your possession, are you going to try to possess him and know his memories, or are you just going to possess him and use his body?
I'm gonna try to know his memories.
All right, that for you is a little bit harder, I believe, right?
Yeah, but I do get that reroll, so I think I'm gonna use that for that. If I need to.
Absolutely. Go ahead. What is this resisted by? I believe it's will, but I want to make sure.
I think it is will. And yeah, resisted by will with a DC of 22.
Okay. Oh no, what a bad roll. I got a 17, which means you have possessed him. You have access to his memories and are flooded with almost a lifetime of memories from this guy. He has lived in the future. You have seen him do amazing feats of heroism. He has saved literally entire solar systems from death and destruction, from various threats. He has been selfless in ways that very few people are. But you also feel in your soul a sort of disease that has been eating him up since childhood, and now you sense an existential dread that your time might be coming to a close. As you do that, I'm going to need you to resist something. I need you to make a dodge roll.
Oh, sorry, I didn't have push talk. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Hey, 25. I can
okay. A wave of something washes over you, and you're not sure what it was, but it doesn't seem to have any effect.
Okay. Is that that thing that he was messing with? Is that like a box of some sort of electronic? Is that still like in
Actually,
my hands? Or
you do know what this was because you know all of his thoughts.
Oh yeah.
So what just washed over you was a very complicated algorithm that says anytime someone attacks him or does something that is threatening, the time vault will go off and try to rewind time on that person and prevent that thing from happening. So what just happened was it didn't work on you, apparently, because you were in a ghost form and he maybe didn't anticipate this kind of attack. But otherwise, it would have completely rewound time for you, and that attack would never have happened. But yes, now that you realize what's happened and you're thinking very clearly, he is hooking up the time vault to this lighting apparatus for some reason. Doesn't seem to be wanting to affect a bunch of people with disease. He seems to have something other in mind. Huh. But that's hidden way deeper in the recesses of his mind.
Gotcha. I'm gonna I don't know if I should stash that or not. Actually, I'm just gonna take that with me because I'm in that dude's body still. So I'm gonna go back down and find my group.
Okay. You go out of his body, or you take his body with you?
I'm gonna take his body with me.
Okay, so go ahead and make a. Oh well, I guess I'll tell you. With his body, you make a dexterity check. Well, I guess roll a d20 plus 10.
Oof, 16.
Okay, as you're coming down off of this scaffolding, you begin to fall, and it looks like you're plummeting towards the crowd.
You have a reroll, don't you?
I do. Maybe I'm gonna use that now.
Alternatively, I can fly due to this fancy suit, so...
Yeah, and if you guys are watching me, then you would probably see me, so...
I feel like Amber would totally do that. She's, I mean...
Okay.
Yeah, this is probably something where... Yeah, he looks suspicious, but also... kind of falling? Not good. Do not crack your head open on the pavement. Please. So she is going to zip over via a sleek silver power suit and try and catch this lad. This otherwise unidentified... the UFL, unidentified falling lad.
Okay, it looks like he has anticipated this. If any of his former teammates try to touch him, then the time vault will go off. And so he's going to... All right, that is... I got a crit. So, Amber, use your dodge roll. D20 plus your dodge.
Okay. Crush face.
Can I assist with that?
Yeah.
Overcomes. Left, not right.
You got it. So the assist gives me what?
Kevin's going to roll whatever he's trying to assist with, and if it has a... Let me find it. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a +2 circumstance bonus.
Cool.
I think that's how we handled it last time, wasn't it, Kevin?
It's much easier that way.
Yeah. Like there's a teamwork thing, but I think Kevin's power was just to give the plain old inspiration, or the plain old I know the future bonus. So yeah, +2.
Non-bossy bard.
Okay,
All right,
there's
not quite
roll.
good enough, and the time vault kicks in, and all of a sudden, Aether, you are back in your body, standing by the rest of your team in your body. Amber, you're back where you were, and neither of you have any knowledge of the last 5 minutes, but everybody else is fine.
Dang it. Okay.
So close.
By the way, it is now turning dusk. The moon is starting to come out. Make a perception test.
All of us?
Yeah.
What is wrong with this dice roller? I got a 14.
Aether, you're the only one to notice because
20.
maybe the sun is just in the right spot. But you happen to look up at the moon. Was that Kevin? Did you get 20 as well? So you both notice the moon looks really different, and as the sun continues to go down, there is something that is emblazoned on the moon. Some sort of character with his weapon. It looks like it's been drawn onto the moon. Once pointed out, Amber, you recognize that is Xander the Cannon, who is basically a legend from your time. He's sort of an outlaw, like Billy the Kid type person from 100 years before you guys were born. And it shouldn't be there, but it also gives you tickles because everybody kind of likes Xander the Cannon, even though he was a bad guy.
Yeah, he was like kind of the lovable outlaw type. You know, like you know how like, oh god, where is it? It's like Northfield, Minnesota has this Jesse James festival. It's like that.
Yes, very much, very much like that.
Yeah.
So
it's basically like that. And she kind of looks up and she goes, "Huh, I don't remember that being there." Oh, Xander, you screwed.
However, now it looks like the character who was fixing stuff up to the lights is alerted to your presence. He flips a switch, and all of a sudden the people at the festival all stop. They all stop moving. And his attention is directed at you, although he's not saying anything yet.
So I'm assuming things went not so great, Aether? What happened?
Oh, what do you mean what happened?
Well, like, I asked you to go up there. What did you find out?
So we don't remember going up there at all?
But we do.
No, that's me asking Aki.
Yeah, no, you don't remember. Like, you, as far as you know, you just got here.
What are you talking about?
Taro, I think something weird happened.
It's time stuff. It all feels a little mixed up to me too.
Yeah, Taro, your powers are actually fritzing out, and you're only actually able to see what's right in front of you at any given time because it seems like all of time is sort of blacking out in reverse. So what's immediately happening?
I've been playing it like that.
Yeah, what's immediately happening in front of you can see, but anything further is really, really murky in a way that makes you a little bit a little bit less confident. I mean, you're not ready for this. If you hadn't have heard this story before sometime, then maybe you'd be freaking out a little bit. But you were sort of prepared for this.
I'll be honest with you. This is all very exciting for me. It's like losing a sense.
Exciting, yeah.
Is this how you people live your lives every day?
That is not what my patients tell me when they start, losing eyes and things. But we'll go with
Look, imagine going your whole life knowing everything that's about to happen and hoping everybody plays along so that there's a happy ending. Why do you think I never tell you people anything?
The gentleman that's on top of the gentleman on top of the scaffolding seems to shout out, and he says, "Amber, is that you?"
What's it to you?
Of all the people to come and try to stop me, I never would have thought it would have been you. You, who is both one of my dearest friends and I represent your greatest failure. Devoting your life entirely to helping others and curing disease and never being able to help me. And yet here you are, trying to stop me.
You can see her fists kind of ball up and start shaking because she immediately knows who the fuck it is right now. And she is not very pleased with all of this hubris. It is taking her everything she has not to fly up there and just punch him.
At this point, he says, "You can't stop me. Nothing can stop me. I am possession of the Time Vault, as you probably know by now, and I'm in the process of killing time. And once it's been killed, I can remake it however I wish. I can live longer. I can have a future. And if I have to take everyone else's future away to do it, then that's what I'll do. I have saved the galaxy more than any other single hero in history. Perhaps besides Astrochimp. But nothing will stop me from remaking this universe into my image."
Quick question, what is Neverman's, not hero name?
Billison. Because in the future they have weird naming
We'll just go Bill.
His name is Billison.
Yeah, no, I know you probably weren't prepared for this, but watch out.
Bill Everton,
You're
just for
a
irony.
Bill! Get down here so I can kick your...
If you want some of this, I will give you some! And he flies down and he waves his hand in a way that makes you know what's coming next. And so I'll ask for everyone to roll initiative right now.
Alrighty.
Oh my god. This is the best and the worst.
Initiative. Alright, dice roller, do me proud. That's better. That's still not
Kevin,
great.
is that your total initiative? 19?
35.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, my math is crap.
Yeah, okay, so 35. Yes? Has Discord stopped for everyone?
Math is the worst.
Yay,
He's back.
Hey, I don't know what happened there. I don't know where we went. But we're back. Okay, so, let me make sure all of our tech stuff is cool.
Okay.
Nope, everybody's all jacked up on the stream now. But anyway, I'll fix that in a minute.
It looks better now.
Okay.
So Kevin, you got 35, yes?
Yeah, I'm playing Magnitude now, so let's do this.
Magnitude, what was your initiative?
19.
And Splendid?
One sec. Mine was 17.
And I'm missing somebody. Aether.
Oh, hold on. It is 19, I think. Oh, 18. 18.
Okay, so Taro, you're going to get to go first. He seems to be headed flying out over the crowd, and he's waving his hand as if he's about to attack something or use a power. Or something.
All right, so I'm piloting the helicopter. I'm going to bring us down before he knocks us out of the sky.
I thought you guys were all like at the Were you guys in the helicopter?
Oh, I thought we were, but if we're all out, then I'm gonna try to use precog to get an idea of what he's doing.
Okay, it looks like he's about to make a disease attack.
He's going to infect everybody.
One quick stream thing. We seem to be all mixed up on the stream.
Yeah, I'm fixing it.
Oh yeah, we know.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Just
I'm still me.
Yeah, only Whitney came out of this not mixed up. Thanks a lot, Neverman. You mixed us all up.
She doesn't have a body.
This is why you don't mess with time, people, because then
everything gets mixed up. This is why you don't mess with Stream-a-Thons. Because everything gets messed up.
Stream-a-Thons or time.
Okay, so Kevin, or Taro, you have managed to alert everybody else to the attack that's coming. So I'm going to give everybody a +2 circumstance bonus to resist what he's going to throw. As a result, though, he is going next on a 27. By the way, chat, thank you for being patient with us and bearing with us. So he is going to throw out his dis-ease attack, which sort of coats everybody. You don't get to make any rolls to dodge it, but you do get to make a roll to resist it.
Okay, and what is that?
You are going to resist with your fortitude.
That's suboptimal for me.
And so just roll your fortitude check, and then we're going to compare up against what we have here. So Sandy, that is a difference of 9, so that's 2 levels. So you are impaired and disabled, or just disabled, which means that you have a -5 penalty on checks, on everything, basically. Kevin, that's, let's see, Taro, you've got a 6. What's your fortitude?
That's it.
You just rolled a 6?
Yeah.
Oh, I am rolling very poorly. I got an 8 total, and I rolled a nat 1. Uh-oh.
Yeah, don't forget, everybody. You have a +2 bonus.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be a 10 for me.
8.
Okay, the DC's 25, so...
I only got 18.
18, okay, so 18 is 2, so you are disabled as well. That's a -5. Sandy, oh yeah, we already went Sandy. So Kevin, that is going to be 4 for you, which is not too bad actually for this one. But you are stunned in addition, which means that you can't take actions. James, that is 9, so that's only 2 ranks. You are disabled as well, -5 on everything. And Amber, it looks like 3 ranks on you as well, so you are stunned. And oh my goodness, Aether. Actually, Aether, you're not affected by this. This is a physical attack.
Oh, hey.
So you're okay.
Lucky.
Or I should say your body.
Going, oh, at least
Whitney's
going to suffer with me.
Yeah, your body is stunned, but actually you can do your normal ghost stuff as normal. So next up is Magnitude.
Well, where is this guy? He's on the ground now?
He's actually flying, and he is sort of like 20 feet above you.
Then I am going to just try to shoot at him with my lasers. My finger laser.
Alrighty.
Oh, hey, while she's rolling that Opti, I forgot my power suit gives me immunity 10, so oops.
Immunity 10 to...
Yeah.
Just immunity to what?
It just says life support right here.
Okay, so that's stuff like eating, drinking, breathing, that kind of stuff, not to his particular power.
Cool. All right, thanks.
Yep.
All right, and I have a -5 to what I rolled there.
Yep. So the result was 11. His passive dodge is 25, so he easily misses that.
Yeah, no.
Next
that's what I got.
Is Aether. Next up is Aether.
Okay, I'm first going to look around and see if there's anyone nearby that might look worthy of grabbing some abilities.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, Cole Saresk, thank you for donating and giving. I think Allie gets the perk of the reroll. So go ahead and if you want to, Amber, you can use your reroll for that previous roll, or you can use it in a future time.
I think I'll save it. Thank you so much, Cole. That's so sweet of you.
And yes, so you're looking around. Everybody seems to be frozen in time, except right behind you, there seems to be a Doberman who is running around now that his master is trapped in time. He seems to be running free.
All right, I'm gonna go doggo.
All right, you easily inhabit the dog. The dog is very powerful. You feel like you could eat something in half.
Yeah.
Next up is Dr. Splendid.
Ooh, I'm next. Okay. Sorry, I do not know the rules of this game well enough. I just was looking something up.
That's all right. We are here to help.
How does aim work?
That's a good question, and I have no idea.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah.
So the fun thing
I'm really awesome at this.
The fun thing about this game, though, is it's really easy to learn how to play, but then it's got so many different powers that you could never remember them all. So aim as an action.
Yes, that's what I'm looking at.
Let me find it here. Aim as an action is by taking a standard action to aim, you'd line up an attack and get a bonus to hit when you make the attack. If you're making a close attack or a ranged attack at close range, you get +5 circumstance bonus on your attack. If you're making a ranged attack from a greater distance, you get a +2 circumstance attack.
Okay.
And this would be considered close.
Yeah. A standard action, does that takes my whole turn?
You have a move and a standard, but yeah.
And a standard. Okay, so I am going to take an action to aim this round with my phaser gun, but I'm going to spend a hero point for ultimate aim, so that when I fire, I will get +20 instead of.
Oh my
+5.
gosh! +20. That's something. All right.
I mean, it's a hero point, man.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's pretty dope.
All right, so I'm aiming.
Okay, and Amber, you're up.
Oh boy. Also, I wanted to point out that Cool tagged us and said the initiative table is going to get flipped, so uh-oh. But yeah, okay. Let's see. What am I going to do? Hey, I'm not complaining. I'm dead last. Speaking of which, oh gosh. Let's see. Well, here's what I can do. Let's invoke a complication, folks.
Cool.
And that would be Hippocratic Oath. I see that my teammates are stunned and otherwise hurting. I'm going to help them. So if we could get a quick inventory of who has been hacking up their lungs, so to speak.
Hold on, let me do one thing real quick. Cool. Are
Okay,
you using a complication to flip the initiative table? Is that what I understand? Because I thought that you gave Aether the reroll instead, unless you gave Riri recently and it hasn't updated. So just give me a heads up in the chat and let me know what's going on. All right, and go ahead with your thing, Amber.
All right. All right. So invoke Hippocratic Oath, which is one of my complications, which means I'm to help people first before punching people in the face. So let's see. Between Magnitude and Tarot, which one of you is objectively hurting worse, I would say? Okay,
I think Tarot.
It looks like Tarot.
You're pointing, and I'm
sorry, I pointed the wrong way.
Tarot. Okay, so she's going to go over and try to, treat Tarot.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your tech, or if you have any healing powers or something like that.
All right. Let me just. Yeah, I use tech for that. Let me just actually.
Or is it like a science or a technology?
Yeah, no, yeah, technology. Let me see what Skill Mastery does really quick.
And then once you do that, if you succeed at that roll, then I will move Tarot from being stunned to just being impaired.
All right, so that Skill Mastery would just make it into a routine check while they're under pressure, but who knows? Anyways,
so I'm gonna put that I'm gonna roll DC 15. Yeah. If you beat it, then he'll get down to disabled, and if you exceed it by 2 levels, then he'll just become impaired.
Hey, can I use my? I'm gonna use my reroll because that's another fucking nat
That's
1.
Terrible.
The dice are just hating me today. D20s hate me. This is why I play Shadow.
That's two crit fails in a row.
That's pretty bad. Reroll, or you're gonna mess him up pretty bad.
That is much better. That gives me a 23 total, and because of my skill mastery, I'm just kind of like hold still. And just kind of like,
and that's 2 degrees.
Gradually working on him.
That's 2 degrees of success. So Tarot, you are now able to take actions. You are only taking a -2 to your actions. So you feel much better. Whatever sickness that was has been mostly fleshed out of you by the future medicine.
Cheers. Cheers.
That's what I do.
And it is back to being your turn. Tarot.
I'm going to use a free action for assessment on Neverman or Mr. Never or
Neverman. Neverman.
All right, so let's see. You make a secret insight check for me as a free action opposed by his deception check result.
All right. And so I make both rolls, or I make a secret roll.
I am not meant to know stuff.
And what does the?
I have a plus.
And what does it do if you succeed?
I have a plus 12. It says if I win, you tell me his attack and defense bonuses relative to mine, lower, higher, or equal. With each additional degree of success, I learn one of his bonuses exactly. If I lose, I don't find anything with more than 1 degree of failure. You may lie or otherwise exaggerate the target's bonuses.
Okay. And what, you said a plus 12?
I have a plus 12 to my insight.
Oh! Okay, so you rolled a 29. Yes, you can tell this guy has a better agility, fighting, stamina, awareness. Not awareness, sorry, he doesn't have a better awareness than you. His dodge and his parry are incredible. What are yours?
They're all crap.
Okay, so yeah,
so that doesn't tell us anything. But do I get any exact things?
Yes, you get. I'll give you 3. So give me 3 things that you want to know exactly, and I'll
trust you. You tell me.
Okay, so his. I'll give you this. His particular power, if he gets into trouble, will be because Aether wasn't able to tell you this because she got shanked back by it. But if anything actually threatens him, he has it rigged so the Time Vault will undo that last action. However, what she didn't know was that it seems to weaken every time. And so it won't be something he can continue to use forever, because every time he uses it, it weakens the time-space continuum around him, and pretty soon he'll just zap out of existence. So he's using it to prevent really, really big things. In addition...
Okay. I will use my action to sort of precog that, because that was a free action. So I'm going to use my main action to try to figure out if they attacked him and he got it undone, where is the time vault?
The time vault seems to be on top of the concert scaffolding.
All right. Okay. Anything we do, that time vault of his is going to undo it real quick. So we can't beat him down, I don't think. Vault. Can somebody get me up there, or everybody else keeps him busy?
Can I try to throw him?
I can't say like that.
You can.
Alternatively, I can fly. I mean, it does. I mean, would Flight 8 allow me to like bridal carry Taro up to the?
Yes, it would.
Okay, cool. The only thing she's saying this, the only thing I worry about is if he sees me near the vault, this might go badly. So
we need you guys to be a distraction.
Yeah, and she gestures at Aether, Magnitude, and Splendid, and she's like, you three need to do the best distraction job I've ever seen you do, okay?
I can't respond as a dog, but I will give a dog nod.
Give me the happiest bark you can.
You'll get a nice bark.
Hell yeah, I can work with that. All right.
Unfortunately, the time vault seems to already be working against you, and the subspace timey-wimey tachyon waves around you seem to be affecting you in very odd ways, and so the initiative order has been completely flipped. Out of character, that's as a result of
Nice.
Mr. Cool donating and adding a complication, and he wanted to see the initiative table flipped. So now, Amber, you're going next instead of Nevermain.
Well, isn't that just fortuitous?
Yeah, you seem to have sped up.
Wonderful! Wow, she's getting over it. It's that life support, I tell you. It's that dang power suit. So, like I said, she's going to pick up Taro and fly up there.
Were you how hard did that last thing hit you? I can't remember if you got.
I rolled, I believe,
and
8 on that. Yeah, I was not doing good.
See, I think you're actually stunned, so I think you can't actually pick up anybody.
Okay. Yep.
But you can use a hero point or an extra effort to push past that.
Well, I do have a hero point because I spent my last turn healing said Taro. So it all goes according to plan now, doesn't it? So I am going to will my damn body to do something, and it just kind of like, she just kind of shakes it off, just like, did build this suit for nothing? And just kind of gives Taro a little bit of warning before picking him up and flying towards the time vault. Just kind of scooping him up.
Oh, I knew.
Okay, so now Amber and Taro are flying towards the time vault, going in reverse order. Next is Dr. Splendid.
I can show you the world.
So I'm going to, I spent that hero point last round for the ultimate aim. So now I'm going to, I guess, ultimate fire. I'm still at a -5, right? From being disabled by the disease.
Okay.
So,
but plus 20 is pretty
plus
boss.
20.
And you're also getting a +2 because of Taro's forewarning.
Perfect. So that will give me a total of plus 29. I have a 45 to hit.
Oh my.
Okay, just dust him right here. Do it. I'm not gonna miss him.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So this is my phaser weapon.
You
so
hit him. You hit him square in the face.
In the face. This is it does. Let's see. What does it say here? It has the option of affliction or damage. I think I would have had it set on the affliction, because that's my.
Affliction is a little bit easier to resist.
Yes.
Okay.
I think in character he wouldn't go for the lethal right away.
All right. And what is he resisting with?
It is a fortitude, and the base DC is 17 on that. I don't know how the hit changes that at all.
It doesn't actually, unless you get a crit. If you get a crit, then it automatically bumps it up one. So.
Okay.
All right, so he got a 22, so he completely saved it. Yeah.
Okay.
Which it looked really cool though. You totally nailed him in the face.
Right in the face, and then now I realize how strong he is. So.
All right, next up is Aether.
Whitney, that's you.
Aether, that's you.
Oh, you cut out. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
my
didn't
bad.
hear anything. I was just like, okay, so we're creating diversion still. Is he
He's
No,
landed
you-
now and
you
he's
didn't.
walking towards you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do the best doggo thing I can and try to run circles around him, and I'm gonna try to jump at him from behind if I can. If he's
So
The
I'm going
wolf
to
trip ability.
I'm going to invoke his complication, and that is he has a soft spot for animals, and so he sees this Doberman and thinks of it as a very cute doggo and a good boy, and refuses to attack the dog. And since he doesn't know that it's you, I'm gonna say that his resistance is down.
oh shit.
Bite him in the butt.
Just get him to pet you forever. Distraction is
So
distraction.
if I keep acting like a dog, then maybe I shouldn't buy them yet. So I'm gonna appreciate those pets like a good boy. Maybe I'll pee on him though. That's good.
Do I remember if Neverman has a soft spot for dogs?
Once you see it happening, yes.
It's like, oh, perfect. I just kind of go, oh, perfect. He's got a fucking soft spot a mile wide for dogs. This is perfect.
So now I'm going to say he's vulnerable because he has decided that he wants to pet this dog, and now he's rethinking this whole destroy the time stream thing because, oh my goodness, then that would also affect all the dogs and all the good boys. And
Sandy, I love the look on your face right now. You're planning something devilish, and I love it.
Good boys don't bite. To that chat. Good boys don't.
Okay, so next up is Magnitude.
So you said that he stopped, right? And he's not moving?
He's bent over to pet the dog.
And he's on the ground.
Yes, he's standing on the ground.
Is there a giant speaker near?
There is, if you want to make it one with a hero point.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to throw a giant ass speaker at him.
Okay.
Just smear the poor guy against the ground, why don't you?
All right, so that's your hero point. You don't have any more hero points unless you somehow use a complication. $22. You are absolutely able to push it over, and let's see if he... his defenses are halved, and so what would have been a 30 is now a 15. I'm sorry, what would have been a 25 is now a... whatever 25 and half is. 12.5. Either way, you hit him with a speaker.
Yes.
But also... well, let's just say Aether was able to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to hurt. We don't want to hurt any dogs. Let's see. Let's call the damage on that. I think there's a way to to do it, but we're gonna call that damage 25. And let's see his toughness. Is it not showing up?
Yeah, it's there. The first one says 16.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so 16. Oh no, that's a 1. So it's a critical failure. He just gets absolutely bowled over with this giant speaker. So at this point, you know, the Bare Naked Ladies are getting to the part in the song where it's kind of, where they're talking about having a dream and weighing 300 pounds, and it's just the perfect montage of magnitude and the song playing and talking about floating and weighing a lot, and then the speaker just hits him as he's in the midst of petting this dog, and he gets bowled over. The DC of your attack is 27. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Okay, so improvised weapon. I didn't know you used that. Okay, so yeah, you that's 3 levels of success. He has a -1 to all further resistance checks. He is dazed and he is also staggered. So he is just he's pretty out of it.
Yeah, Magnitude whooped like really loud after she hit him. She's like, "Yes! Woo!"
Yeah, so staggered is dazed and hindered. Dazed means that he can only take a single standard action. Hindered means that he's at -1 move speed. So yeah, he's pretty messed up. Next up is, well, it's Neverman. He realized now that he realized now that the dog had been a distraction. He realized that he's not been taking this fight seriously. And he redoubles himself to, he resolves himself to follow through with his original plan. And he is going to come at Magnitude and give her a punch. He's like, he doesn't like people throwing speakers at him.
And I don't like people changing time.
Star Patrol punch! 20. So what is your parry? Which is your
parry? My parry is not good.
Your parry skill plus 10. You don't actually roll this one. This is just your static kind of armor class type thing.
18.
Okay, so he hits you, and you are going to resist a DC 30 with your toughness. So make that toughness roll. All right,
I have good toughness, but not good enough.
That's 3 levels of success. So now you are
messed up.
Yeah, you are staggered as well. You are staggered, and you take -1 circumstance penalty to any further checks against damage. And staggered, just to remind you, is dazed, meaning you can only take 1 standard action, and also your movement is -1.
I was hurt before with his initial attack on everyone. So does that mean that I'm further hurt from that?
No, that was an affliction. That just gave you certain things. This is actually just straight up damage.
Okay.
So the I guess Taro, I guess you'd be next.
Can I use my action to re-roll my initiative?
Yes, but the way it works is that, I mean, you're kind of at the end of the initiative, so you're kind of last and first at the same time. But yeah, but yes, you can if you want to.
Never mind.
Like either way, because you went first on that last turn, you'd be going first.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna hold action, because right now I'm in someone's arms while they're jetpacking me. So
yeah, being taken to that very time vault. So
yeah.
We could probably just fast forward to Amber setting Taro down near the time vault, and she's just like, what now? Like, what are you gonna do?
Is the vault open, or what's it look like?
If you can imagine, like, do you know what, well, I don't want to assume anything. It kind of looks like an ice cream machine. If you ever see one of those old ice cream machines, it's like a bowl, but it's got like a thing on the top that kind of, you know, comes out of it. It kind of looks like that, except it's silver. And when you look at the face of it, it seems to just kind of go into infinity, like you're looking into a mirror. You know, like one of those mirrors that has both sides, and you just see into infinity.
It's like looking at my own brain.
Yeah,
okay.
Something like that.
All right, I'm gonna use my held action to dash over to it. And do I know how to operate this thing?
You do not. It seems.
Can I Doctor Strange the possibilities to try to like improv things that won't work to figure out what does?
Yes, but it will take you some time. So you have the vault in hand. The controls are not even very clear to you, but you could sit here and take yourself out of the fight and figure out how to do it just by basically replaying the possibilities in your head over and over and over again until you get something that resembles what you wanted to happen.
Yeah, basically.
But that will essentially take you out of this fight.
I'm not much use in this fight. I'm perfectly fine with being a plot device.
Okay. Sounds
good. Buy me some time. I'll take care of this.
As much time as we can afford.
Yeah, so Dr. Splendid,
apparently we have all the time in the world.
It's okay. Out of character, what exactly do we want to happen?
So the plan before you set out was that the other team was going to take care of Xander the Cannon, and then they would all meet back up with you once you've defeated Neverman and gotten the Time Vault. Then you would activate the Time Vault in such a way that it would take everyone who was out of time back into the future.
Okay, perfect. So defeating, we have to defeat this gentleman, not necessarily mess with the Time Vault till later. Gotcha.
Yeah, the ideal would be defeating him so that he doesn't have any weird tricks up his sleeve, and once he's soundly defeated, then you all meet up with the other team and then reactivate the Time Vault. That's the plan anyway. Who knows what may happen. But Dr. Splendid, it is your turn.
Oh, yes. I suppose I will... I'll just try to fire on him again, but change the firing mode to the more deadly type.
Okay.
And let me find my actual skill here, because I don't have plus 20 anymore.
By the way, chat, if anybody's donating, it doesn't look like the thing that I'm looking at is updating very well. So if you're donating, I'm not seeing it necessarily. So make sure you holler at us if you have something for us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that will not hit him with a 12.
It will not. You totally missed, and so we'll move on to Magnitude. Magnitude, your turn.
So where is he? He's still on the ground?
Well, he's covered with a speaker now. I know, he got up and he punched you, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like right by me?
Yeah.
I'm hurt, but I'm not that hurt. So I guess if he's right in front of me, I might as well just punch him back.
Sounds
what I'm
good.
here for.
Also, I'm looking at the chat, and it looks like Matthew Smith has a Radio Free Supplies. He is given a complication as well. So let us know what that complication is. And I'm sorry I missed that, because that was like 45 minutes ago. So Radio Free Supplies, please let us know what you want to complicate.
So I rolled...
You got a 22, which will not hit him.
Ooh.
So next up is Neverman, and he's going to continue. Actually, I'm going to make a perception check to see if he notices what has happened behind him. Radio Free Supplies says, "Make it random." Yes, I will introduce a random complication here in a second. As soon as I As soon as I see if this, if Neverman notices the shenanigans going on behind him. He does. He notices Amber flying away with Taro, and he feels like he needs to end this fight quick. So he's gonna give Sandy a punch before he goes and tries to stop whatever's going on behind them.
Yep, that's what I'm here for.
Oh, but he rolled a 1, and he slips, and he's just not as great as he thinks he is. Maybe he's not great at using the Star Patrol combat package, and something glitches.
How dare he take the name of the Star Patrol that way? Oh, I'm offended.
But he totally misses, and his shot goes wide. And I'm going to say because he got a crit, that leaves him open for future attacks, giving anybody who attacks him during this turn a +2 circumstance bonus. Taro, your turn.
Taro's basically out of the fight.
Yeah. He's out of the fight. Right. He's doing his Doctor Strange thing, looking at possibilities. Yeah, he's
just Doctor Stranging it up. So I guess that would be me then, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so since Neverman is open, Amber is going to probably take the opportunity to let him have it. I'm going to hit him with a Blast 10 as allowed by my power suit, and I'm going to RP this as her right arm kind of like the suit starts to kind of change a little bit, and an arm cannon, kind of a Samus Aran style arm cannon materializes, like, and I'm going to fire this thing like just like you're done. Jackpot, as they say in Devil May Cry. All right, let me roll.
All right, you're gonna need a 25 to hit him.
And that's with him being vulnerable.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, 23.
Oh, just
not
barely
good enough.
Missed it.
Not good enough.
Shit. She's not a fighter. She's a healer.
Next up is Dr. Splendid.
What about Doggo? Where's Doggo?
That's me.
Yeah, Aether's next.
Okay.
After Dr. Splendid, who's gonna take his turn right now.
Okay, I guess I'll just fire again. You said a +2 because he's slipped?
Yes. So you need a 23 to hit him.
It's not impossible. We'll see.
So
nope, just short.
So close. But the dog is now going to take whatever the dog takes. It's the dog's turn.
All right.
The dog do what it do.
Dog do what it do. Where is his position to where I am at this point in time?
He is relatively close to you because he's in melee combat with Magnitude at the moment.
Okay.
And he's just awkwardly stepped in such a way that he's kind of in a bad position.
All right. I think it's time to take a chomp at one of his legs. What do I need to roll for that?
23 is the number you're looking for.
Building off that earlier remark, dog do what he Scooby-Dooby do.
What I need to actually roll.
Oh, sorry, because you're the dog. I'm gonna say the dog will get a +10 bonus because biting is what dogs do.
Okay, not good boys, but I'm a good boy on a mission.
Not
so
quite.
I rolled a
you guys are
21.
falling short just
I'm going to go ahead and use my re-roll, though, on that, by the way. Just kidding.
Well, when you use a re-roll, we'll treat them like hero points like we normally do. If you don't get 10, then you actually just go ahead and add 10 to the roll. So that actually be a 29.
Oh, okay.
So you hit, you bit him He's actually still a little bit weak to dogs. That's his complication. So he's going to roll against your, I'm going to call it a DC of DC 25.
Okay.
But he's, I said he was, his defenses were less to dogs. So let's cut that in half, 15. Yep, all right, so he gets bit. He already had a -1 for the fight. So he's hurting now. He's bleeding profusely from a bite. Where did the Doberman bite Neverman?
I bit him on the leg. I'm assuming that it was kind of out a little bit, and I was able to just kind of come up and chomp without trying to startle him or anything like that.
So now his movement is hindered even further. So he can only take standard actions, and if he tries to move with his standard action, he's going to be real slow. And then it is Magnitude's turn.
I'm going to try to punch him again.
This is like standard superhero brawl stuff. I love it.
Yeah, he can't move now, so hopefully with the dog holding him in place, this will go a little.
So you're looking at a 23. Oh, so close.
Come on.
And you've already used your hero point, so sorry. I'll check here to see if the chat has given us anything.
It's okay.
Okay, I don't see any further rerolls. So Neverman, it's his turn. He needs to get out of the situation. He doesn't want to fight the dog. He's getting beat up by Magnitude.
Not really. I keep missing.
That's true. That's true.
You're gonna hit him one of these days, though.
You're punching him in his extremely fragile ego. That's one of his weaknesses. He can't handle this.
So what he's going to do now, the complication that Radio Free Supplies has given us is that one of the villains from history that he has summoned has just appeared behind the team. And now they are going to engage the team while he tries to go back and reclaim the time vault from Taro. So he breaks off to go chase after Taro, and meanwhile you turn around and there is it looks like a bunch of cyber-powered Mongol warriors, who, Amber, you would recognize as Chief Martax from the 25th century. And Chief Martax basically used a bunch of DNA from old tyrants and cloned himself a body using the DNA from Genghis Khan, Attila the Hun, and Adolf Hitler, and made himself into a super bad guy, and then made himself an army of warriors based on the fiercest warriors throughout history. And so now you are faced with Chief Martax and his elite cadre of Nazi Mongol warriors.
One of my favorite activities, punching Nazis.
You're welcome. Their DNA is Nazi, not German or Mongol, so you can punch them without fear.
Oh, yeah, listen, yeah.
They have Nazi DNA.
Anyways. Oh, gee. All right. Let's see.
And yeah, so it's Amber's turn.
All right. So is Martax himself here, or is it just his boy?
He's right there, front and center. He's wielding.
Boy.
He's wielding
do I have
this.
a history of Martax just as a lore question? Did I battle him, or do I just know him from the great codexes?
Yeah, he's a historical figure from your standpoint. He's probably about 500 years before you.
Oh wow, geez, being from the future sure is something. Okay, so Amber's MO at this point is like, oh, this is all historical stuff, and like she remembers this from her time as a little girl learning, in school and things, of course. And she's like, I remember exactly how this guy went down. So with my eidetic memory, what do I know about this guy's weaknesses?
Oh, nice. So he has a weakness. His eyes don't work the way that they should. He doesn't see things the way that he should, and so he is weak to quick attacks. So if anybody ever gives up damage to increase their to hit roll, then that will do extra damage to him.
I would actually be. Is that my turn? Or
yeah, that would be well.
Well, of course, like I feel like it'd be more so effective if that was my turn, if I were able to communicate it to the team. It's like, hey, this guy. If you hit him fast, he can't do anything. He's a little clumsy.
Cool. After communicating that to the team, everybody gives you a little nod to say all right, and we're gonna pause there right as Chief Martax enters the scene, and you guys have his weakness. We're gonna take a 5-minute break, and we will see you guys back here for the conclusion of Killing Time Part 2. See ya all in 5 minutes. All right, everybody.
Get a quick start.
No problem. Welcome back, everybody. We are now on the last stretch of Killing Time Part 2. Where we left off was that Neverman, the villain from the future, has brought a bunch of villains from all different periods of time into our present to try and destroy the space-time continuum. Right now, our team of Taro, Magnitude, Amber, Aether, and Dr. Splendid are in a park in Sapphire City called Sapphire, I think we called it Sapphire Central. And they are watching a Canadian music festival that has been ruined and interrupted by Neverman. Right now, Taro has possession of the Time Vault, which he is perusing all the different potential futures, trying to figure out how this thing works. Neverman is now trying to fly back there and face him and get the Time Vault back. But this random occurrence happened thanks to Radio Free Supplice and his complication added, because anytime you donate $5 or more, you can give a reroll to our characters or introduce a complication. The complication was that Chief Martax of the 25th century appeared through one of those time portals and brought his army of cloned cyborg Nazi Mongols to fight the rest of the group while Neverman heads to Taro. Yes, Taro.
Now, did Neverman make that happen, or did I accidentally make that happen with my fumbles and doodles?
We'll leave that we'll leave that as a mystery. Neverman just considered that to be a boon, but I think you're out of it, right? Like you aren't even aware of what's happening because you're perusing the different possible timelines. So it's possible that you were the source of that complication. Either way, Neverman is taking advantage of it.
Okay. To be fair, if I'm seeing all the possible timelines, I probably see the ones where I get splattered mucking around. So I'm in the prediction zone.
So you are somewhat aware that in this possible timeline, Neverman is headed back towards you at the moment to try to stop you from mucking about with the Time Vault. But right now, it is Dr. Splendid's turn.
So there are cyber Mongols now? Is that?
Yes, there are
cyber Nazi Mongols.
Cyber Nazi Mongols.
Don't forget there's.
They're dressed like Mongols because the Nazis love cultural appropriation, but they're all cyber as well. They're not actual people.
I see.
So is this a double entendre about the Huns?
Potentially.
Well, their leader has the DNA of Attila the Hun in him as well.
This is very 1980s Doctor Who. I approve.
I don't care for these guys. Is their leader sort of out front?
Oh yeah, Chief Martax. He would never think of leading from the back.
I'm gonna just try to shoot a energy beam at Chief Martax. What kind of weapons do they have?
They all have some sort of vibrational pole arms.
Interesting. All right.
Vibro pikes.
Pretty much.
All right. Yeah, I think still same plan. I will shoot Chief for a 17.
17's going to hit.
Excellent. So it is currently still set at the lethal setting from before. So let me pull that up here. Let's see. It is damage 7, DC 22.
Oh! You hit. But just barely.
Excellent.
So Martax takes the hit. It looks like he's got quite a bit of damage on his right shoulder from that, but it's not going to stop him from fighting.
All right.
So now it is Aether's turn, who is still a dog.
Still a dog. I'm gonna go try to maul some Nazis.
Woohoo!
Fuck yeah.
It doesn't even matter what else we do. This is a great game.
I'm gonna, because they're robots, I'm just gonna like try to maybe barrel into the first one that I can see.
You're just gonna throw the dog into the cyber Nazi?
Yeah. I'm gonna, because those things they're big doggies. We can do this. Got my squirrel vision on with these guys. What do I need to roll for that?
You are looking at a 20 to hit.
28.
Nice, a solid hit. And I'm going to say that your damage is less actual damage and more just throwing them off balance. And so I'm going to say instead of damage, everyone else has a +2 to hit that group of Nazis that you barreled into. And then it is Magnitude's turn.
Well, then I think I'm going to take another speaker, and I'm going to try to throw it at a large group of them clumped up, of these,
That same speaker that is laying on the ground next to you?
Well, there should be more than one, right?
Yes. I'm just saying, like, you threw one, and it landed pretty close to you.
I would like to get a fresh one, if I can.
Yep.
So yeah, I will take that and throw that. Let me get my...
Alright, looking for a 20 to hit their... I think the speaker's probably big enough. You could hit, like, a group of them. Nice! Perfect. Awesome. Oh, I should have said, too, that these are like minion-type people, so any hit on them is going to take them down immediately. So that dog attack took down some of them as well. So yeah, you knocked down 5 of these guys. There looks to be about 20 of them behind Chief Martax, but you just took out 5 of them, and Aether took out another 2. Meanwhile, Chief Martax is still standing. And he's going to now take his attack. I think he views Magnitude as probably the biggest threat. Definitely the biggest threat.
Damn right she is.
Does a 20 hit your dodge, like it's your dodge plus 10?
Yes, I believe it's 18.
All right, so go ahead. That's going to be resisting 20. So roll toughness. Oh man, she sloughs it off. This isn't. It was a pretty
That's
solid
what I'm
hit.
made for.
But
I shrug it off.
so yeah, Martax is frustrated by that. He thought that his vibroblade would have done much more damage to such a solid target, but apparently these heroes from the 20th century, 21st, from the 20X century are more than a match for him. And so we're gonna skip to Neverman. Neverman is now barreling towards Taro. Taro, you've held your actions up until now, so you see Neverman coming at you. It looks like with a fist or something. Is there something that you want to do to avoid that?
Can I use like a just dedicated dodge?
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Like just, I mean, while I don't have much in the way of hurting people, I just like walk around where they're going to be punching while continuing to do what I do. It's like my thing.
Absolutely.
Okay. So my dodge is 20 normally.
So you can add 5 to that if you'd like, just for dedication.
Cool.
and knowing. So that'll be pretty hard. So your dodge is you said your dodge is 20 normally. Is that with the plus 10, or is that before the plus 10?
That's just on a normal day. That's before plus 10.
Okay, so now it would be 35. That's a pretty rough number for him to hit. So we're gonna see what happens. But I guess knowing the future and knowing that he's coming at you and being also pretty hard to hit in the first place. Totally misses. You just kind of well, how do you miss? Describe as he's flying in for a punch. How do you go about missing? How do you?
I always make it look nonchalant. Like I'm holding the thing and I'm not even looking up and I'm just taking a step left at the exact moment that he can't correct. Comes round again, turn. It's almost like I don't even notice him. It's designed to piss people off. Can I stack that with a taunt attempt?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I can make a deception to demoralize him. He resists using deception, insight, or will defense.
All
so
right.
My deception is 9.
All right. His will defense coming up.
And I roll a natural 1.
And I roll a natural 20.
It's not going to work. Doesn't even.
Can we get some rerolls, folks?
Well, for the sake of the narrative, though, as I'm dodging and doing my like zuzuzu thing, I go, "I'm trying to save your life, you know."
So what happens though? Instead, he didn't hear you, not because you aren't good at this, but instead because he crashed into one of the to a bit of the scaffolding that was holding up the stage. And instead of being taunted, your taunt was unheard because it now has the center stage crashing down on him, which is a complication for you as well because you were on top of the center stage.
Could I get a pickup, please?
Yeah. So yes, now we have Taro falling. If anybody has the interpose action, you might be able to stop him from falling. Otherwise, he's going to take some potential damage.
Would you look at that? Interpose written right here on the old character sheet.
And Amber is right there, kind of flying in the air because that's where she dropped him off at. So yeah, if you want to interpose and take some damage on behalf of Taro, you can do that.
Sure, actually, I'd be totally okay with that. Along with the comment of, oh, well,
okay, so go ahead and roll
a lot heavier than you were last time.
Go ahead and roll toughness.
I'm holding time in my hands. Yes, I'm holding on to the Cuisinart of time, by the way.
That's pretty much what it is.
So my toughness is nothing. So it's just a straight D20. So
you were looking for a 20, and so that's going to be 3 levels of failure. So you are a little bit beat up. You're dazed and staggered as well. But you're not dead, and Taro probably would have fared much worse than that. So I think you saved him.
Yeah,
you've got the time vault.
I can fix myself up later. Who gives a shit? This happens all the time.
Thank you, love.
And that will be
my best for time here.
That'll be your turn. So we'll skip to Dr. Splendid.
Oh, there's a Natsu-Mongol cyborg to shoot. So I will shoot.
Hashtag things you didn't plan to say today.
Well, you don't know what I plan or don't plan.
You don't know me.
On Palmer's life. Quite the eccentric man.
We're still afflicted here by this disease from earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pew.
That will hit.
So that's a DC 22 for a damage 7. So.
All right, that's 2 levels of success. What does it do?
Let's see. That's a damage thing. So where?
It just straight up damage.
Yeah, it just is damage 7.
Okay, so yeah, basically is 2 degrees of 2 degrees of failure on his part. So that's going to be a -1 circumstance penalty to any further damage. And he's going to be dazed until the end of the next turn, which means he can only take standard actions. He won't be able to move. Next up is Aether.
All right, got any more Nazis?
Oh yeah, there's a host of them behind him.
Yeah, let's
13
go for 'em.
left.
All right, I'm gonna keep going for Nazis.
Still with the dog?
Yep, still the dog.
Cool.
I'm not possessing a Nazi.
Yeah, somebody in the chat brought up that your Aether body might be able to disrupt their electronics, though.
That's true.
So good
That's
suggestion, chat. But biting people as a dog is just as valid.
It works too. If it turns to be where they're coming at us a little too hard, then I might try to mess with, because there's a lot of them. So,
Okay.
for now, let's go with barreling into them again. 30.
Oh my goodness! You take out 3 of them this time by the dog just barreling into them.
That's a strike, buddy.
Yeah, you got that was quite awesome. You took out 3 of them in one. I took out 3 in one blow. Yeah. That was an old school Disney reference for those paying attention.
Oh, that was very old.
I'm just laughing at the frickin' Mickey Mouse voice. I didn't expect that out of you.
Yeah, that's the Mickey Mouse, the cartoon where he was the giant slayer. So I'm gonna take a quick pause.
Wasn't expecting the Mickey Mouse voice.
I'm gonna take a quick pause to let everybody know that there was a Mickey Mouse cartoon in which at the beginning Mickey was I just messed up the screen. Anyway, at the beginning Mickey Mouse was having a fly problem in his house, and he uses fly swatter, and he killed 7 flies, and he walked out of his house. He started telling everybody like, "Oh, I just killed 7 in one blow." And then everybody was like, "You killed 7 in one blow," but the misunderstanding was they were talking about the giant problem, and if they could only find somebody to slay giants. And then as soon as they said that, like Mickey walks in and says, "I killed 7 in one blow," and then hijinks ensue because they think that he killed 7 giants in one blow, and they were looking to solve their giant problem, and he ended up fighting that big Disney giant. So yeah,
the
next
moral
up,
of the story is punch a Nazi.
Right. So I punched 7 in one blow. So
God, I wish.
Even Mickey hates Nazis. So
Mistakes were made.
Of course, Mickey Mouse hates Nazis.
Look, mistakes were made back in the day, but now we see the light. Punch Nazis.
Right. I've grown as a character.
Meanwhile, in Sapphire City,
Magnitude, it's your turn.
Okay. So is that guy still fighting me right in front of me?
Yes.
Let's punch him.
Yeah. Punch away. Nice. A solid hit.
Yeah?
All right, I got 17, so that is 2 levels. Actually, it would be 3 levels because he was already at -1. I forgot to take that up. So because he was at 3 levels before, you actually knocked him out.
Boom.
Yeah.
Nice.
So hitting
Go
him
sleep.
for 3 failures again after he already had 3 failures would knock him right out. So you have just punched out Chief Martax of the 25th century, but there are still 10 cyborg ninja, no, not cyborg ninja, cyborg Nazi Mongols standing around. And next up is, well, it's the cyber Nazis. They never got a chance to attack, so I'm gonna make them roll. I'm gonna say each cyborg Nazi is going to take a stab at Dr. Splendid and the dog and Magnitude. So I'm gonna give you 3 hits each. The dog has a dodge. We'll call it 15.
Is this dodge or parry?
This will be parry. Sorry.
Okay.
And we have to roll it 3 times, is what you're asking?
No, I will be rolling those times, and all you got to do is look at your dodge and add 10, and that's what my target is.
Parry, though.
Yes, except for parry. They're often the same. So check out your parry, add 10 to it, and magnitude, tell me that number.
18.
So 1 hit. 2 hit. Alright, so 2 of them hit you. I'll get to the damage in a second. This one is against Dr. Splendid. What am I looking for?
It's a 14.
1 hit. 2 hits.
Ouch.
So 2 hits for you as well. And then on the dog. Oh, man.
I think that was 15.
Do we have to... Should we put a content warning here? Nazis beating up dogs? Is that... Anybody who doesn't want to see this?
That is a content warning territory, just for general animals being hurt things. So if that's not your thing, avert your eyes and ears. Yep. Do not worry. Your scheduled, lighthearted Optiverse programming will be back.
Parents with small children, you may want to turn your radios down.
Take a 30-second break.
1 hit. That doesn't hit, does it? What was the number I told you before?
15.
Oh, so wow. Maybe they don't hit.
Dog's fine.
One hit on the dog. All right, so you are all going to have to make a toughness check, and the DC for this is going to be 22.
Do you want to use my toughness, or am I using dog's toughness?
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to be using the dog's toughness.
So I fell.
And the dog's toughness is just 5.
Better than me. I have no toughness, so
Actually, I think my toughness is 0 as well.
Sandy, you are good. No problems. Actually, you still at -1, I think, but I still think you're pretty good.
Luckily, Dr. Splendid has an innate force field. That is subtle. Nobody knows that it's there until they're trying to hit.
Until he gets hit, yeah.
So.
Hey, question.
Nice.
Protection 10. What that do?
That adds to your toughness. Yeah. So just add that number right on your toughness before the roll.
Well, that saved me from an automatic fail.
Palmer, I think I hit you twice, right?
Oh, yes, sorry.
All right, so you're going to take... well, that's going to make another -1 to your further checks, and you are also going to be dazed. Which means you can only take standard actions.
So for toughness, we just roll d20 plus 5.
Actually,
for mine.
Amber, you didn't get attacked, so you need to roll. What was that, Sandy?
Whoops.
Oh,
that was Whitney.
Oh, sorry, Whitney. What was that?
You want me to roll a d20 plus 5 as my toughness?
D20 plus 5, yeah. That's 3 levels of success, and off screen you hear a yelp, and the dog goes down. I'm gonna say goes down, and we're not gonna unpack it any more than that, because I have something in mind for the dog. But you are unable to use the dog anymore. And now it is Taro, it's your turn.
Can I rewind time to preserve the dog?
Well, can I PM you what the current future is for the dog, and then let you make that decision?
Absolutely. The dog gets superpowers, doesn't it?
Don't ruin it.
Chanting, super dog, super dog, super dog.
Okay, I just texted you in the chat.
Okay, I look at the rest of the party who looks stunned and just like, don't worry, this works out.
Okay.
What have I figured out how to do with the time Cuisinart?
You haven't figured out like exactly how it works, but you have decided that like if you push certain buttons or if you turn it in certain ways or you push your will onto it in certain fashions, you have explored many different ways that goes wrong. You still are no closer to understanding what you're actually doing, but you have discovered that there are a number of very flowery or gruesome potentials as you keep twisting and turning this thing. But you don't actually know how it works yet.
All right, well, I guess I'll just keep hammering away at that.
Yeah, you're still clutching it, enveloped by amber at the bottom of this pile of rubble. What happened to the bare naked ladies? Are they okay? No one knows.
Oh,
I
they've
thought
got
everyone
powers
was
too.
frozen. I thought everyone.
It's been
was
a week since they've been
they
really
were.
okay.
They were frozen, but also I should say in this timeline, Steve and Ed are both still in the band, and they didn't break up, and so the bare naked ladies are still together because this is the best possible timeline.
They haven't gone like full Sentai. Sailor Moon got the boom.
They're making you think the wrong things is what's happening. But they're frozen. But the scaffolding around the stage collapsed. Remember? So who knows? Did they in the chaos? Maybe something happened to them, or maybe they have superpowers.
Oh boy! All right. Well, if we can get enough people to donate, we'll make the Bare Naked Ladies another superhero group on the side doing their thing.
We'll say it right here. If we reach, how much more do we have to reach our stretch goal?
I have not been. I don't know if it's been updating for me, but mine says we're at 44.10, so that's literally $90. So we are so close.
If we get $90 in the next 45 minutes, then we'll turn the Bare Naked Ladies into a super group in the Optiverse. How about that?
Like Gem and the Hologram.
Suddenly has a sinking thought that
everybody.
The Bare Naked Ladies are in danger.
Yeah, that won't please everybody, but it will please enough of us.
I'll just find it funny. That's all I can do.
Will it please you $90, people?
And then we can. We'll pay Whitney to draw the Bare Naked Ladies as superheroes for us.
I mean, I'd do it.
I'm liking this idea.
Hell
so there
yeah,
you go.
Girl.
Help us reach our $4,500 goal by the end of the hour. And you heard it here first. The Bare Naked Ladies will be turned into superheroes in the Optiverse. Because I once again have to remind you that the Optiverse is the best possible superhero universe where everything always works out right, unless it doesn't. Okay, moving on. What do we have next? Taro, you're doing your thing still, and so that makes it Amber's turn.
Okay, would it be smart to set Taro down so I can do something or not?
Well, Taro is, I mean, like the rubble is done collapsing, so you're both you're hugging it out on the bottom of a bunch of rubble, so you can just like get up now. Yeah.
Okay,
you might want to heal yourself.
Good idea. So I'm going to activate kind of that. Let's say I activate kind of that suit life support system, which will do the healing on me. It's just like reporting, hey, you've got a fucking broken rib, girl. You know, shit like that.
Yeah.
All right,
Mistress,
so I'll roll my attack.
Your rib is suboptimal.
I'm aware of that. I can feel that.
Suggest suit auto-correction.
And there is my roll. Yep. And because like that's the routine check thing. Yep. And I'm just like, yeah, get on it. Fix this terrible meat prison.
Your suit is literally like a second skin to you, and so the silver-colored liquid metal seeps into your bones, and the nanites begin stitching you up. You can feel it working even as you were aware that it had started being a pain. So yeah, your suit's fixing you up with your direction. So next up, we're going to Dr. Splendid.
How many of these cyber Mongols are still left? The
10
sort of grunt ones. Oh, 10 still. I think I can only hit one at a time, but I might as well take one down. Or make the attempt. I'm still sort of dazed, so I'm wobbling a little bit as I'm trying to aim my pistol thing, and so I need to. Okay, let's see. Nope.
It's been a while since Dr. Splendid has done anything heroic, and so he's a little rusty. That's okay. But he misses the cyber Nazi Mongols.
It's just I'm a little dizzy. That's all.
Yeah, he's been hurt. He's a little bit sick. But we'll go on to Aether.
Okay, so I'm back in my regular self again. I feel real bad about. Maybe I'm gonna just not possess anything right now. I'm gonna go ahead and the robot Nazis. Is there something that they're coming from, or something that it looks like maybe a source?
No, they seem to have just randomly appeared, perhaps by some odd use of the time vault.
Okay, so then I can't go after a source. All right, I'll try to mess with the electricity behind them if I can. I know there's a special roll on that because I'm gonna try to go a little higher on that. Let's see. Toughness +6 or +12 if I do enhanced.
So if you really want, these are minions, so you probably wouldn't have to do too much to them.
Oh, I wouldn't have to do enhanced? Okay.
So just they would get a toughness +6 roll?
Yeah. DC 16. To nullify.
How many are you able to go through? Just one of these?
I don't know. It doesn't say on my sheet. Just like electrical disruption, nullify 6.
What's your movement? Because you'll just be moving through them, I guess.
Yeah. Would that be under my speed?
Yeah.
Speed is 60 miles an hour.
Oh, okay. So you could probably zap through all these guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So their normal toughness is 7, but they get +6. So let's roll it out.
Okay. What exactly do I need to roll? It's plus. I'm rolling
you don't,
the +6?
You don't need to roll anything. They're just resisting.
You're rolling. Okay.
Yeah, they're just resisting your power.
Cool.
All right. What were they trying to resist? What was the target number?
Target number was, hold on. 6.
16?
Said DC 16. I don't know what the target number.
Yeah, DC 16 was the target.
Okay.
But that seems really low. So I'm going to add 10 to that so that it makes sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them get frazzled and go down, but there's still 4 left.
Okay. Yeah, I think the 16 was there because usually it's just basic electronics. It's not like robo people.
Yeah. All right. So now it is Magnitude's turn. There's still 4 of these guys.
Okay. Can I pick up the boss dude that I just knocked out? And throw him at the 4 that are left?
Absolutely.
Let's try it.
Using him as an improvised weapon? Yes.
Absolutely.
The only good thing a Nazi ever did.
Oh wait, no, I was don't ignore that. I was rolling for never mind. Those are way too high. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being so dumb. No, they all hit. You all hit.
Yes.
DC 27, they're all minions, so they all go down.
Nice. I threw your boss at you.
Good throw.
So yeah, they all explode, and Chief Martax is laying there, knocked out. But meanwhile, Neverman, you can look behind you and you see Neverman has collapsed the concert scaffolding, and the whole front stage is in tatters. Tara, what are you gonna do?
Keep on doing what I'm doing. We gotta unlock this thing.
You got it. Next up is Neverman. He's going to afflict you. He didn't know why it didn't work before, so he's going to give you an affliction. So go ahead and roll your toughness.
That's me?
Yep.
Okay.
DC 25.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make that.
No, it's fine. It just depends on how much you make it by. And the worst thing that happens to you is you get stunned, and you're not able to take actions. Which is what happened. You get stunned and disabled. But what you're doing doesn't require actions. So you're just you're in your own head. You're thinking. You still have the time vault. So for you, nothing really changes unless you have to make some actions, which you can't make. So next up, but I should say that your guts feel like they're on fire, and you feel like you're going to vomit at any moment, and your legs are weak, and your head's pounding, and you're unaware of what's going on, but it feels awful.
It's all right. I know how this ends. He lies to himself.
Okay, next up is Amber.
Can't hear you, Amber.
Because I'm a fool and forgot that I have PTT on.
It's all good.
Remember that whole Hippocratic Oath thing? I'm seeing Taro kind of collapse on the ground right in front of me, and I'm like, oh boy, this again. So I would like to invoke that for a hero point. Thank you very much. Unless that's like a once per session thing.
Nope.
See, the thing is, it still compels me whether it's once per session or not. So,
yeah, so you've got
I'm going
Neverman floating above you, and instead of attacking Neverman to dismiss the threat, you're instead
I'm just like
gonna try to heal Taro.
Mm-hmm. I'm a doctor first and foremost. So let's roll my tech, and since I'm acting under pressure, I can. What one is it? I believe it's skill mastery that lets me just kind of. It's like, this is the usual. I'm a combat medic, for fuck's sake. All right. All right, that looks like it clears.
Yep, you get one hit, so Taro, you're going to move from stunned to just being disabled, which means -5 penalty on all checks. So you start to feel a little bit better.
Domo arigato gozaimasu.
And now it is Aether's turn.
All right. So I'm gonna try to. Are there any kind of looking around? Do I see anybody that I can kind of jump into? Because I can't really communicate with anybody at this point.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
While she's doing that, I'll remind everybody that just $90 by the end of the hour means that the Bare Naked Ladies become Optiverse Super
25.
Yes, 25. You notice that there is some sort of slight glow coming from the center stage, which usually indicates to you some sort of power.
Great, I'm headed over there.
All right, next up is Magnitude.
Okay, so all the Nazi dudes are down.
Uh-huh.
And we see Taro and Amber above us? Or are they on the ground?
Amber is behind the rubble trying to help Taro. Yeah, you probably don't see them, but you do see Neverman floating above them both. And you also see this dog that looks like it was a really good boy, but looks like it's fading fast.
Okay. I'm gonna invoke one of my things that I have, which is do good.
Your complication.
And I'm going to pick up the and I'm going to pick up the dog and I'm going to move it out of the way.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to like revive it, doggy CPR or something.
Do you have any sort of skills that would allow you? Okay.
Am I able to assist Magnitude in this? Am I able to go like, okay, dog CPR isn't like human CPR. You've got to press here and you still.
So what you could do is you guys all were given Justicoms before you started this mission, so you could all talk to each other. So if you wanted to walk her through what to do, that would be fine.
I would like to do that. Yes, I would. I'm like, okay. I may not be a veterinarian, but I do know how dogs work. So you've got to do this. You got to put your hands here and here. And yes, you do have to kiss the puppy, sadly, unless you're down to kiss puppies, which is also valid. But yes, I'm gonna walk her through the whole.
So you're gonna use Amber's tech skill, but it's gonna be at a -5.
So that'll still give you +3.
Yeah, so just give yourself +3 to your normal, let's call this, I don't know, intelligence, I guess?
So just roll my straight up intelligence?
Yeah. Intelligence +3, I guess. And then we'll call it a DC 15. Whoa,
that was a
no!
terrible roll.
You end up just blowing into the dog's mouth and it doesn't do anything. But the unintended consequence is that you have let Amber know that there is this dying doggo. And so her complication might kick in and take her out of the fight even longer. So that might be something.
Okay.
You just see, you can almost, if you're really keen, you can almost see something appear over Amber's head that's just like, shit, there's a dog in trouble.
So yeah, Neverman now has decided that you guys are no particular threat to him, at least physically, but he really needs the time vault back. So what you see him doing is actually landing in the midst of the frozen crowd, and he says, listen, if you don't bring that time vault back to me, then all of these people are very soon going to keel over dead. You have 5 seconds to decide. 5.
If you do give it to him, you'll all cease to exist, including him!
Well, you have it, so it's
I never said I was going to give it to him!
I mean, you have it, Tara. It's really your
really kill all those people, and yet you still use the name of the Star Patrol. I can't believe you. You've fallen so far.
3! 2! Anyway, Taro, it is your turn.
I'm going to attempt another. I'm going to try to get through to him with my ridiculous. Yeah, I'll go with persuasion. Yeah, so +11.
Can I help?
Yeah, I'm sure you can. There is.
Oh, for shit's sake.
So what you're going to do
I get a
is
reroll, please?
I think it's a DC. Well, hold on. Before you rolled, you should have waited for the teamwork test. So I'll give you a mulligan on that. So what you're going to do is let me make sure that I'm right about this. Actually, I don't care if I'm right about this. So you're going to make a DC 15 check with your skill, and for every success you get, it's either going to be a +2 or +5.
Okay, and do all the negatives stacking up from being injured and stuff apply on this kind of social?
You don't take any penalties for being injured, but you do take a penalty if you were sick, like if you were still impaired or disabled, then you would.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that hasn't gone away, right?
Right.
There's nothing that's made it gone away, so.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Let me roll this one then. And that exceeds 15 by 1.
Yes, so that's going to be a +2, Taro, to your roll.
So I'm...
oh my god.
I'm just going to... Oh my word.
Well, you said it's +11, right?
Yeah, but...
So that would be 16 or 18?
Shit rolls. Yeah.
Like that's +2?
and we don't have anybody who has given any rerolls. So unless you wanted to use a hero point to do something different,
I will do that. I'm defying destiny, so
okay, you can do a reroll.
All right. Now we're talking.
There you go. All right, and I'm
17 plus my 11 plus everything else.
All right.
So I think you got a 30
versus his will.
Yeah, like 30.
He got a 1. That's a critical miss. So okay, how does this go down, Taro?
Okay, I sling the machine at my side. If I can, I'm still flipping through realities while I say, you do understand that this is just going to erase you and everybody else and you. This is insanity.
He seems to think about it for just a second. He sees the doggo in the background that's hurt. He sees all the people around him. He sees you, who there's a spark of recognition in his eyes, that maybe he's read about you in the future or something like that, and thinks to himself, you know, there's a lot of heroes who give selflessly and don't ask anything in return. And he's right. If I do this, there is a chance that I might disappear as well. And he starts to have this crisis of conscience. And it's just enough, Taro, that as he's pausing and as he's thinking and he seems to be clutching his head and clutching his stomach, he starts whispering about how much it hurts so badly, though, and it's not fair. And it's right about that moment that you have a spark of understanding, and the future that you have been searching for has clicked. You don't know how this works, but you do know that if you do certain things, then the future that you were expecting will come to pass.
I'm going to use my sleight of hand to just do that on the side while I'm still soothing him and talking him.
All right. At this point, you look over the horizon and you see a spaceship coming towards you. It looks like the Justice Schooner. the Justicar's newly redesigned spaceship is coming towards you. Neverman is still sort of reeling, and he's not defiant, but he hasn't quite given up yet either. And
there are other solutions to this.
The others get out of the spaceship, meaning Bastion and Pleiades, who are Amber's teammates. They seem to indicate that everything's fine. Of course, Core and Silhouette. Actually, you don't see Silhouette. He doesn't seem to be present. But Optimist kind of flies out and says, "We've done it! We have saved the world from that knave villain. Oh, what was his name? It doesn't matter. Don't mind the moon. I'm sure we will find a way to fix that at a later date. In fact, I'm sure of it. How are you faring? Do you need me to hopefully punch anyone?"
Everyone's like, no, guys, stop.
No. Calm down. Amber is personally overjoyed to see Bastion and Pleiades because, like, oh my god, you did it. Whew, thank God. You did it. Yeah.
It wasn't easy. This Xander person was rather frustrating, but I believe we've got them all. Now, if I understand correctly, Pleiades, would you please explain the plan one more time? And Pleiades says, "Oh yes, what we need to do is there should be an auto retrieval button on the time vault, and if we all just kind of gather together, Actually, we don't even need to be together. We'll just push the button, put it in reverse, and then all of a sudden, all of the damage that was done will be undone, and everyone who does not belong in this time period will be sent back to their own time period. It's all rather complicated to explain, but essentially, you know, if you just hand it over right now, I'll push this button and everything will be fine. What do you say? Good job, by the way. Bastion gives Amber the nod that says everything's great and good job. Is Aether in her body right now? In her normal substitute body?
With things calming down, she would have kind of jumped back over there.
All right. In the background, Optimist walks over to Aether and says, "I'm really proud of you. You've come a long way in a short time, and this is some big level saving the world stuff. How does it feel?"
Pretty okay, I guess.
Well, in time, I'm sure it'll feel more than just pretty okay, because saving the world is just about the best feeling we could have. Also, I've heard tacos are really good.
I can agree with that.
Oh, you'll have a chance to learn firsthand.
And who are you there, good sir? He walks up to Taro, extends his hand. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, friend you haven't met yet. But don't worry. You'll have the opportunity. Beep, 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 beep.
Let's see.
He's just very absorbed in his work, I guess. I'm guessing.
No, I'm going to get you tacos in just a hot minute. Just give me 1 second. Beep, beep,
I'd
beep,
like
beep,
to.
beep. Opti, I'm doing the thing.
Ah, gotcha.
Can I was gonna see if I can make a roll to see if I understand anything about what he's doing, or
yeah, go ahead.
Can even get an inkling. Would tech or insight work better for this situation?
Insight, probably. I don't think you can understand the tech, but insight would work.
Okay. Cool.
Optimist walks over to Magnitude and extends his hand as well. A new hero I've not met, but I believe you know Silhouette. He was very helpful on our last mission.
I've heard of him. I've never actually met him.
Oh, I just assumed all you variants knew each other. I apologize greatly.
She forgets that she has her super strength on, so she like shakes his hand really hard.
Well, that's quite a squeeze you have there.
Ooh, sorry. Just it's nice to.
You all recognize the Optimist, by the way.
That's why she's like,
okay.
So clearly. Amber is a little bit starstruck because, oh my god, it's the fucking Optimist, you know? But I feel like she's migrated over to the dog at this point and is starting to kind of try and see what she can do for the poor puppy.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. Dr. Splendid actually doesn't seem very much like a superhero, so Optimist doesn't really particularly take notice of him. He just thinks maybe he's just a person.
He's got a mask.
Oh, he's got a mask. Oh, hey there, Mr. Domino Mask. I'm the Optimist. How are you? What's your name?
Dr. Splendid. And he shakes the hand.
That's a fantastic name. That's.
But
wait a minute.
He's actually looking at. He's looking at Taro though, and I got a critical success at 25 on insight.
Okay, we'll deal with that in a second.
I suppose he can try to deceive me, but.
So funny thing, when you introduce yourself to Optimus as Dr. Splendid, there's a very odd look on his face, like, Dr. Splendid, but he disappeared more than 50 years ago. And while that's happening and Optimus is being confused, Amber, you are aware of this dog, and this dog is dying. Its legs are fairly crushed, and its body is really messed up. And you look around, and the only thing that you could possibly try to save its life with are the broken bits of the cyborgs.
Well, only good thing a Nazi ever did for this. And she starts gathering up various joints, various other parts, and starts kind of cobbling together what looked to be dog limbs, dog bits, mechanical dog bits.
All right, make your tech check to see if you can pull this off. This is a pretty complicated deal, so I'm going to put it at 15.
If you didn't have, like, power armor with a built-in toolkit, I'd be like, how are you doing this now? Some Iron Man action.
Critical.
Did we get a reroll?
Amber's from the.
Got it.
All right, listen, chat. Listen, chat. If we don't get a reroll for Amber right here, I'm afraid it's not going to look good for the dog.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do it for the doggo.
Do it for the dog, everyone.
Do it for the puppy.
We'll put that on hold and see if someone in the chat will help the poor Doberman out. Meanwhile, we'll go back. We'll flip the scene back to Dr. Splendid. And yes, it does appear to you very clearly that Taro not only appears to know what he's doing, but seems to be doing something very deliberate to the Time Vault, which is not part of the plan, not part of any plan that anyone has talked about today. But for some reason, Taro is messing with the Time Vault, as if he knows what he's doing.
Excuse me, Taro. What are you doing?
Exactly what I have to do. Exactly what I have to do for a happy ending for everybody.
Since you came to find me, I haven't understood a single thing you've said. I came along to help out. Just stop that.
If I stop now, you won't like what happens.
Pleiades is sort of ignoring all of this and clearly not even thinking that anybody could possibly pose a problem. And so she's asking for the Time Vault back.
Right, 1 second.
You've finished doing what you needed to do, or what you wanted to do.
Righto, here you go.
All right.
Look over at Dr. Splendid. Don't worry, it all works out in the end.
Dr. Splendid, you are concerned about what's about to happen.
Concerned.
You're not exactly sure why or what, but you have a sense that you need to stop what's about to happen. But
so
it might be too late.
Oh no, it might be too late. I will. Pleiades has the Time Vault, right?
All right, we're gonna pause right here because 2 people have donated rerolls and/or complications. So tell me who you are.
Oh, one of them's me. So.
Mr. Cool and Palmer have both given complications and/or rerolls. So we'll go in order. Mr. Cool, have you told us what your complication or reroll is? And then Palmer, I can just ask you directly what yours is. So go ahead, Palmer. Tell me what you're doing.
Well, if Cool does not give Allison a reroll, then that's what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'll complicate my own life somehow.
Oh, you mean just living? Thank you, Cool. All right, cross your fingers with this one, guys.
All right, here we go, Amber. Rerolling the reroll. Oh, exactly what you needed. 15.
Hey.
And
okay,
so
I think I've got it.
and so you cobble together exactly what you need to fix this this Doberman. So once you're all said and done, you did have to change it a bit. You did have to remove some of its original hardware. But afterwards, it becomes something like a cyber Doberman, a Cyberman, if you will. And so you've got this mecha dog. I don't know what you want to do with that mecha dog, but it's.
I'm just thinking of like Rex from Fallout New Vegas, and he just he wakes up. He looks like a big dopey puppy, and I'm just like, "Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, you're such a good boy." I start giving him head scratches and.
And then Palmer, you've got a complication.
Do something. Do something complicated for me.
Okay, I'm gonna say that. Something deep inside of you says that if you don't stop Taro at this very moment, or at least stop, well, Taro has nothing to do with it anymore. If you don't stop Pleiades from pushing this button, things will be very, very dire, or maybe not, but things will be different, or you don't know, but you just have an overwhelming desire to push the button. And so you lunge towards Pleiades to stop her, but she has already pushed the button.
Oh no.
And at this point, everything that has been happening sort of gets sucked back up into the time vault. Everything sort of gets very surreal for a second. Amber and Bastion and Pleiades are the first to get sucked back into the time vault. They kind of like the black hole effect, right? Where everything kind of stretches out, right? And just kind of light gets sucked in. That's kind of what it looks like. But then also you notice Neverman goes right in as well. You also see Chief Martax and all of his cyber warriors, the bits of them that were problematic, get sucked back in. And all around the world... Not the dog, no. The dog's been tainted by space-time and merged with blah blah blah. We're gonna leave the dog. Actually, I changed my mind. The dog goes in too, unexpectedly.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then everything else, you start seeing these light waves all from around the world get sucked in through the time vault. And when all is said and done, the time vault itself blinks out of existence. And there you are, Aether and Tarot and Dr. Splendid and Magnitude and Core are all left there just standing as if nothing ever happened. In fact, the Bare Naked Ladies are now going on to their next set and timey-wimey goodness, and it's just in time to hear them play my favorite Bare Naked Ladies song, which was When I Fall, and the music interlude is coming up, and it's a great moment. Whether or not we're aware of what happened, we don't know. However, I will say this. Amber, when you wake up next, you assume that you're going to be back in your own time period, but you wake up and you hear a loud horn honking. Something like an old car horn. You haven't heard one of those in a very, very long time.
I would assume I'd never heard something like this outside of like a movie or something.
Right.
It's like, what? Who changed the alarm on my devices? What the fuck?
Yeah, you open your eyes and it looks like you're in some sort of tent, a green tent, and you're like on a bench or something like that. Your armor is in tatters, or maybe even it's been removed to some degree, or maybe it was damaged by somebody trying to remove it. But you are dressed more or less in civilian clothes, and not any that you recognize. Your communicator isn't working, and you have no idea where Bastion or Pleiades or anybody else is, other than you hear car horns honking outside.
Is there anybody around?
Not inside the tent with you, no.
Okay, shit. I'm gonna try to get up.
You're a little bit sore, but you are able to get up.
Ow. I haven't felt like that in a while. At least it's not my ribs. I'm gonna like poke my head outside the tent and see what the fuck is going on. Like, what's with the horns and shit?
So Tarot, Tarot's mucked with the. I'll just give a short version for the audience. Tarot has mucked with the time vault in a weird way, and has not sent you all back to the future. But when you walk out of the tent, it seems to be some sort of a war zone. And judging by the vehicles, actually go ahead and make me a, do you have like a knowledge roll or some sort of just intelligence in general?
Let me see. Shoot. I've got about the closest thing I can say is expertise science. But also maybe insight could also work, yeah. But okay, we'll roll science. Roll for.
Okay. With a 26, that'll absolutely get you what you need. So when you step out, you step into a sort of war zone. It looks like there's a war going on, and judging by the vehicles and the weapons and the colors, you would say that you are in the maybe early half of the 20th century. Looks like some sort of war. Maybe Europe by the looks of it. But right in the middle is a villain that you are familiar with, and it is Neverman. And he is there, and he is causing trouble, and we're going to have to leave it there. You have gone somewhere other than the future, but Neverman has gone back with you to the early 20th century. And we're going to have to stop there.
Oh, what a time not to have my armor.
Too bad.
Let me check.
Too bad. I can throw a really good twist there at the end if you want.
We got another donation. So let's see, who was it? I want to make sure everybody gets their comeuppance. Anonymous, if you wanted to give some sort of complication right before the end, then let me know. But yes, Kenji is asking if this is World War II. All I can tell you is that the answer is yes. Amber has found herself in the middle of World War II with Neverman for some reason being there as well.
There's Neverman right there, and she's thinking, oh, of all the times not to have my...
Bastion is there too. He turns to you and says, finally! I was wondering when you'd wake up. We've got to talk. And then everything will fade to black. Thank you all for watching the Optiverse Killing Time Part 2. If you were wondering why and how all this happened, all I can say is stay tuned for the 4th Optiverse show, which is premiering in September, called The Guardian Allies. And I think we'll kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit. The Guardian Allies features Kevin Zarnicki playing Taro, features Mr. Palmer playing Dr. Splendid, features Allison. I'm not gonna give away her name because it's a nice twist. Also features James Wiley, who played Bastion in our other game, Optiverse Killing Time Part 1, and also Jules Watts playing another character, and she played Pleiades. So they have all somehow found a way to exist in World War II, and the Guardian Allies is the World War II superhero group, and that will start in September with Mac, or Mr. Clean from the Deniable Assets, being the GM for that one. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be dope, because who doesn't love a World War II superhero show? In the meantime, thanks everybody for being here. Cast, is there anything that you want to let anybody know? Tell everybody like what you're doing, or what a website you can go to is, or like, watch my Twitch channel, or buy my books, or check out my art, or like, hey, this is who I am. Go ahead and say it now.
Call a person first.
What was that?
I guess
I'll call Allie.
Yo, Allison is the name I go by, and if you find my Twitter at DigitAlleyTwitch, you'll be kept up to speed on all of my shenanigans across all mediums, which includes streaming, photography, videography, filmmaking, etc., and so forth. I stream most every day down there, and if you want a small, loving community, come on by. Just see what we're up to. I just finished Shadowrun Returns the other night. It was really awesome.
Love it.
Finally get to the end of that game. Yes, it was so good. And we'll probably be continuing Fallout New Vegas pretty soon. So
the best of the Fallouts.
Oh, it's been amazing so far. But yeah, Twitter's the main place where all my shenanigans go. So see you there, folks.
Yep. How about Palmer next?
Oh, the only thing I would like to plug is a collab with my good friend Opti that's going on right now. been going on for 22 days, and we're all a little loopy. But there's a blackout affecting Chicago, and you can find all the details at Neo Anarchist Podcast and at Deniable Assets Podcast and at Radio Free Detroit.
Yeah, I'll just hop in to piggyback on that. The next time we think we're going to do a 30-day daily release podcast, we need to really not do that. But it's been super enjoyable.
Never again.
Yeah. I would like to do collaborations in the future, but this is such a massive undertaking. But the Blackout crossover between those 3 podcasts does tie into the meta plot of Shadowrun 6th edition. So definitely check that out. Thank you, Palmer. Kevin, what are you up to?
Well, I mean, keep on buying Shadowrun books. There's like a 50% chance I'm in any given one of them. Aside from that, you can follow my Twitter at necromancy101 for lessons. Aside from that, follow me on Facebook. When I figure out how to stream, you can follow me stream. If I ever put together a show for the Shadowcasters Network, I'll let you know. But yeah, so keep on keeping on. There's good stuff coming.
Indeed. Sandy.
No, I got nothing really. It's just me. I just happen to know some really friggin' awesome people like Kevin and you, Opti, and all these lovely, awesome people I played with.
Where can we see
You're
more of you?
friggin' awesome people.
Nowhere.
Overwatch.
On the Variance show,
play
maybe.
a lot of Overwatch. Yeah, and I'm on the Variance show if you want to catch more of me on there.
Every other Monday?
Every other Monday.
So check that out if you want to see more Sandy, more Magnitude, and last Whitney.
Oh, I don't really have anything to plug.
She's a great artist.
We're gonna ask her to draw the Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, jeez.
Superheroes.
Sailor Moon.
Oh my gosh. But that's really.
You're on the wait.
Oh, I am at the Justicars every other Sunday. So actually tomorrow. So
yes, we will be playing Justicars tomorrow. So check us out there. So every other week, the Justicars and the Variants alternate. So on one Monday, it's the Variants, and then the next Sunday, it's Justicars, and then back on the Monday, it's the Variants. And then I think, if everything goes right, we are going to have our second Optiverse crossover around November. And that one will be a space crossover with the new team, the new show that's starting in July next month when the first season of Variants wraps up. We're going to take a small break, and then you guys are going to have the pleasure of meeting the Cosmic Corsairs, the space-based group. And then heading into November, we're all going to do a big space crossover, and it's going to be dope! Because by then we'll have 3 or 4 teams to cross over with. So I hope to see you there. I hope you all are enjoying the Optiverse, which is released also on YouTube after these. And then also we have our Optiverse podcast. So check it out. Continue to help us reach our fundraising goals for the Shadowcasters Network. I think right now we're only $70 away from our stretch goal of 4,500, and that means our website is going to get revamped. So please help us out doing that. Thank you for all that you've done so far. We love you, and stay tuned. I believe the next thing that we have going on is it is a Q&A with Jason Hardy, the Shadowrun line developer, all about Shadowrun 6th edition. So stick around, check that out. Maybe ask him some questions in the chat. But you have been a lovely audience. We are pleasantly optimistic about seeing more of you around. So see you later. Cast, say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.